Thank you for calling JD Byrider. Norman speaking. How may I help you?
Yes, how you doing, sir?
Let's say the consumer goes to buy a car.
My vehicles broke down.
Okay.
The 99 Ford Explorer and a 95 Cadillac DeVille.
We can take both of those trade-ins you got right now if you want.
So it's time for them to sign the paperwork. They're told, don't worry about this. It's all standard. Arbitration is a big word. It's a word most people don't understand. The arbitration clause is usually buried in a contract. I've seen them in car contracts, credit card contracts, cell phone contracts. I mean, if they would put in the contract, you are agreeing to waive a constitutional right, well, that may get people's attention, but they don't say that.
We went to JD Byrider and looked at some vehicles, and they were really the only place that we knew of that would take 2 trade-ins.
They had 2 cars that were not functioning very well, and Mr. Martin-Bowen's father was dying.
My husband was about to be deployed for the 4th time. He didn't want to leave me and the kids here with no vehicle. So I saw a commercial.
How am I going to get a good car?
JD Byrider sold them a car, but they put all sorts of conditions on the sale.
They gave us a list of stuff that kind of seemed unrealistic for a week. Like, I think we needed 12 references apiece, and they couldn't be the same people.
The conditions that they put on, while seemingly not difficult, took time.
Martin-Bowen. They are purchasing a 2002 Buick Century. The second plate.
They leave, and something goes wrong.
I felt like there was communication in the beginning. 6 weeks later, we come out about 8:30 in the morning and our car was gone. At first, I was upset thinking it was stolen. My husband right away decides he's gonna call JD Byrider.
Hello? Yes, sir. The reason why y'all won't be getting the vehicle back because several attempts were made to collect the documents.
What?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because
They had informed us that they had repossessed the car.
And because they didn't think the Martin-Bowens were responding to them the way they should have, they determined that the Martin-Bowens were a bad credit risk, and they said, too bad for you. We're taking it.
tell me how you going to help my wife and I to get our vehicle back. How are y'all going to help us?
What about the vehicles we traded in? You guys get those too?
No, I don't believe you're going to get any of those back. On the paperwork itself, it says that all down payments and or.
I felt robbed and betrayed.
We tried to file suit. In fact, we did file suit. And the first thing we got was the demand for arbitration. I have never met a client who's understood what the word arbitration clause meant.
I can't remember word for word, but when we went in the room to finish our closing part of the car deal, we had to watch a video.
JD Byrider dealerships utilize alternative dispute resolution provisions, sometimes called arbitration agreements.
When we got to the arbitration part, to where they said this was just to save us from attorney's fees, Jay explained to us that we had actually signed our right of way to a jury trial.
I was the arbitrator in the Martin-Bowen case. I was the person who heard the case, decided the case, and what do you want to know about it?
Because I've never had to before in any state.
Had you ever bought a car from JD Byrider before?
No.
It felt like the arbitrator didn't care.
So even though you
It worked out for the car dealer, not the consumer.
We signed, yes, we signed a lot of paperwork that night, yes.
So then you did agree that night to get the Maryland driver's licenses to JD Byrider?
I agreed, yes.
The arbitrator determined that the Martin-Bowens were entitled to their down payment and their trades back, which amounted to about $3,500.
It's possible they might have recovered more money in front of a jury because the jury would have responded more to their emotional reaction to what happened.
Which is why corporations love arbitration.
I hate to admit this, I probably shouldn't admit it publicly. I thought what happened wasn't really, at the end of the day, really fair. But if you signed the contract, you're bound by it. Caveat emptor, let the buyer beware.